Mastering fire. You know, fire is a very interesting element. People all over the world respect, admire, and are mesmerized by fire and the flames. And fire itself has a very deep mythological history, and specifically the history of its origin. And we're going to discuss it here in the video today. But I offer you a perspective that mastering fire is like mastering a skill or acquiring a set of knowledge. I don't think it's a coincidence that we call someone who knows things, has certain knowledge, enlightened. And when someone doesn't know something, we say that he is in the dark. Fire allows you to see things, perceive things that you otherwise wouldn't have seen. Like knowledge, like skills, like any tool, you can use it for good. Like fire can be used, you know, to cook food, to provide warmth, protection to people, craft things, or it could be used with bad intentions. You know, it can hurt and destroy things. Just like application of knowledge or a skill. It's just the choice of a person who holds the fire or holds the knowledge. And it's the fire has a very interesting origin. There are many folk stories about the origin of fire and specifically how humans have received fire. And specifically received, not discovered. There is a story in Cherokee tribe in their folk mythology so there was this mountain up at the top. The animals and the humans, they saw flames and they saw smoke, they saw fire. But that was only for the gods. And they sent an owl to try to take the fire. They send another animal, they all fail. But at some point they send a spider. They send the spider weaves the web and somehow able to take the fire into a pot, bring it back to humans, and now they could see in the dark. Interesting story. Then there is another story in the Hindu texts about a hero named Matavirsman, who stole the fire that was hidden from men and brought it back to humans. Isn't it interesting that completely different timelines, completely separate people and mythologies have a very similar way of telling this story? But the most famous one that I'm sure you heard of, everybody heard of, is about Prometheus and how he gave fire to men. And that's a very interesting story. Let's dive a little deeper into it. So there was this war between the gods and the Titans over the earth. And the gods were Zeus and his gang, and the Titans were Prometheus, his brother Epimetheus, and the rest of the boys. So, Titans. Prometheus, his name means foresight. He was a forethinker, so he could look at things and predict how it could, play out. And he saw that Titans couldn't win the war just by force. They had to use strategy and maneuvers to outwit the gods. But the Titans didn't want to do it. They didn't want to listen to Prometheus. So Prometheus and his brother Epimetheus, they joined Zeus and the gods. So when the war was over and gods won the war, Zeus tasked Prometheus with very important assignments to repopulate the earth. And Prometheus specifically is known to create men, like mortal men as we are. He created us by the story, as the story goes. He created us out of the mud and water. And when he created us, humans, men didn't really have any advantage. They didn't have anything going for them. There were these wolves, lions, eagles. They had all these incredible abilities. But men, they didn't have anything going for them, didn't have any advantages. So Prometheus decided to give men fire. The greatest gift, as the story goes, of the gods, fire. And what he also gave humans was sciences of gods, arts, medicine, and language. And that to me is a beautiful metaphor of pretty much saying, like, the fire here actually, that's what it symbolizes. The knowledge, the skills, the language, the sciences, the arts, the way the story portrays it. We're not going to go too deep into it because then there's all these other ways how the story goes with the Pandora, with his brother Epimetheus. Long story short, Zeus wasn't so happy about it, so he chained Prometheus to the rock, and he was there getting eaten. His liver was eaten by the eagle for thousands of years until Hercules saved him. But that's besides the point here. So even these mythological stories pretty much tell the same idea, that fire is this incredible gift, this knowledge, this power that humans possess. And to me, fire in all of these stories pretty much just symbolizes knowledge. Again, so mastering fire is like acquiring a skill, mastering a certain field or industry, how we would say in the modern world. This story of Prometheus specifically not only symbolizes that idea, but it also inspires us today to go out there, acquire fire, acquire knowledge and skills, but then share it with people, even at our own sacrifice, when there are forces and people out there that do not want this information to be shared. We may be living in the same time right now. So go out there, get your fire, get that knowledge and skill, and share it with people. And I will see you on the next one.